Several months ago, I made a post about what is one conversation you wish your parents had had with you. And the feedback that we got was significant. In all different ways, people sent us messages. Since then, Walker and I have been working on trying to find a way to respond to those inquiries in a way that would be helpful. So, this is our attempt at that. So, what we're calling this is They Never Talked About It, Conversations We Needed with Our Parents Growing Up. And we're going to cover at this point, I think, about 15 different topics. This video, it will be 10 to 15 minutes long. All the follow-up videos will be 10 to 15 minutes long. And each video will be talking about various things about each topic. And so this is just to give you an intro into the things we're going to be covering during those videos.
Yeah, a mini series, essentially.
A mini series, yes. So a 15 series mini series. Or 15 video mini series. We'll be sharing different perspectives, those of the parents, how a child might perceive what's happening in each one of these topics. A young child, a teenage child, a young adult child, an older adult child. And we really are going to try to stick to 10 to 15 minutes. So do you want to go through the things that we are going to be sure to address in each one of them, regardless of the topic?
Sure. Yeah. And the first one is to be seen and known.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that children are longing to be recognized. It's a pretty common theme for all of us. We don't just need caretaking. We need emotional connection, acknowledgement, and presence from our parents.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as a mental health professional, it is a theme that I see all the time. I wish my parents had told me that what they saw in me. Oftentimes people feeling like did they see me at all?
Mm-hmm.
Did they know who I was at all? So there's that topic. Next one.
Emotional repair and relational accountability.
Yes. We're always waiting for that.
Yeah, for parents to say that they messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Or they didn't know how to do the job because it's like you said in another reel. It's just we don't get the instruction manual, but we're expected to handle the most important job that we can have, or one of the most important jobs that we can have. And having a parent say that I want to do it better,
absolutely,
can heal so many hurts.
Yeah, and really putting forth the effort into learning how to do it differently. We like the words and we like the action, right? And so I want to hear you. I will do my best to not take it personally. I will recognize that what I am taking personally is a growth area for me. And I want to learn how to be in relationship with you in a way that creates safety for all of us.
Yeah. And you have taught me some tools when working with my daughter that I think will come out in that series about, is there anything that I said or didn't say, did or didn't do,
right,
that you'd like to talk with me about? And if you're not ready to do that now, when you are, I hope you feel safe enough to come do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And mean it.
Right. Authenticity.
Asking for it, you may get a lot more than you were expecting because it may be things that you don't even remember than they do, and vice versa. So
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. This is all authentic. This is all real vulnerability that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Next one.
Tools for understanding themselves or ourselves.
Yeah.
So people need to understand their anxiety, their relationships, their triggers. And a trigger is when you're reactive to something that somebody says or does that, and you may have a clearer definition of this, but is of greater magnitude than you would expect.
Yeah. Yes. Our body's having some reaction. And I know that there can be conversation in the wide world about when someone's triggered, the person should stop. And we're not saying to not stop. We're just saying don't let the stopping be the end of it. to me, healthy relationship is both of us attempting to understand what that is about. What needs are not getting met? Where is there not safety in the relationship? And so, really learning to understand ourselves is a big part of this.
Well, sure. And there's just so many things from childhood that come forward with us,
Oh,
right? You
absolutely.
don't even know what could be back there in the past that's affecting you, and connecting the dots for people can create healing, even if parents aren't around anymore, to have a
Absolutely.
a reparenting event, right?
Absolutely.
Or a healing event with the parent present. You can do this on your own. There are methods to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or together if they're still alive, if people are willing. Anyway.
Yeah.
The next topic is emotional safety.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of questions that came in, or responses that came in around shame, divorce, sex, grief, emotional regulation. And the common theme is that people have felt safe to feel, speak, and ask.
Yeah.
That's their need.
And it's interesting because I think we all want it, but I don't know that we know how to create it. I think we often feel a little off center. And so instead of trying to help people create true emotional safety, we either are enabling behavior, avoiding behavior. There was something else that came to mind, but I lost it. And that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, for me, and I think other people, we've grown up in environments where emotional needs were minimized. We were told to suck it up or quit being a ninny was my mom's favorite phrase. And so now as an adult, we wish those conversations were different. And this will be a discussion about, hey, if somebody had said your feelings are okay, you're not alone, let's talk about it some more.
Right.
Is a way to address those missed parts in the parenting process.
Absolutely. Yeah, emotional safety is a tricky one. If we could work on, again, creating true safety, curiosity, both parties involved or all parties involved willing to experiment, that's really helpful. So, next.
Guidance for changing the pattern. A lot of people are just venting their parents themselves now, and they want to do it as best they can, and looking for guidance to not repeat, because a lot of things we do is just a subconscious repetition of the way that we were raised.
Right.
And if you're able to step back from that, to take a look at, hey, the impact of those things, and maybe that wasn't the best way to do this. What can I do to be the best parent I can?
Right. And to be clear, I mean, this is where Walker and I got stuck the first 2 times we've recorded this. This would be third, is that we are going to give you ideas on what to say, but know that every time Walker asked me a question the first 2 times we recorded, there was like 10,000 options to answer. And so that's why we're doing it this way. So there will be ideas, but you're going to have to tailor it, again, put effort in and be intentional in what specifics are happening in your situation, because this is so complex. I truly believe parenting is the hardest thing that we do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And if we want to break cycles gently and powerfully, we need new scripts. We need emotional tools. We need to know how to open the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next topic, honest human dialogue.
Yeah, we want real. We do. I mean, I think we've gone through a lot of cycles, at least during our lifetime, about whether we wanted real or not. I think performative has been a big part of our lives, and I feel like we're coming around to realness. I don't think the performative while it might look good, it ultimately doesn't feel good underneath it all. And so I really do feel like we're looking for that realness. And so all of these reels that we'll be doing, like our podcasts, are just what they are. We have a topic, we've set some structure around it, but it's just going to be Walker and I walking through our process. We want it to be as real as it can be, which is why we're doing it this way. We are not very good at scripts. We've tried. It's bad.
Well, I just want to say, it's looking back at this, one of the themes that people had is, I just wish my parent could have been vulnerable
Oh,
and honest with
absolutely.
me, and,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some nuance instead of just dictating,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some humor. And
Mm-hmm.
above all, truth,
Yeah.
even when it's messy, because the truth can be so messy.
Yeah.
But I think if you can get to the truth, there's the safety and freedom that comes from it between parent and child.
Mm-hmm.
And it's age appropriate, of
Right.
course. But
Absolutely. Right.
man, that's, with my daughter at 25, that's where I continue to strive to go, just
Mm-hmm.
because it builds real relationship,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and heals a lot of mistakes of the past that I made. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
So, what we're asking of you as we get to the end of this introductory is that as you are listening to all of the different topics that are coming up, and we would ask that you consider listening to all of them, not just the ones that you feel like are most important, because I think there'll be learning that will come with all of them. Is that you can take a moment, breathe, get grounded, have a notebook with you. Can you allow yourself to hear beyond the reaction that you're having during the conversations? Can you consider all the different perspectives that we'll talk about in each episode? Yeah. Let it roll around in your head for a while. Notice your resistance, the pushback. um, know that what we want for you is more freedom, healthier relationship, to get through this life to the end with as little regret as possible around your relationships. That's what we want for you. And thanks again for joining us on the ride.
We'll see you soon.